Following Zoom session is being recorded and will appear later today on my YouTube channel, Math with Mayo. Therefore, when you participate in the Zoom meeting, if you do not wish for your picture or your name to be made public, please leave the video off and use an alias name. If you have questions during the meeting but do not wish to speak, email me at bmail@ybcc.edu and I'll respond as soon as I can. So today we're going to review for the Chapter 6 test, which you'll take on Monday. Just a reminder, I will have an office hour this afternoon at 1:15, but on Monday there will be no regular Zoom meeting at 11:30. You'll just have until 11:30 or 11:59 p.m. Monday night to complete your test. Once you open the test, the time starts. Okay, so I've got some requests. Can you see the WebAssign screen on the left side of the screen there, Abel? Just make sure I got the right.
Yes, I can.
Okay, thanks. All right, so I had a request from a student, and I just wanted to say, I appreciate the great detail they went to. They basically typed out the whole problem in an email. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is just tell me who you are, what section and what problem, because I can go in and find your specific problem and put it up on the screen here. All right, let's take a look. It says, suppose you are an elementary school teacher. You want to order a rectangular bulletin board to mount on a classroom wall that has an area of 40 square feet. Suppose fire code requirements allow that no more than 30% of a classroom wall is to be covered by a bulletin board. If the length of the board is 3 times as long as the width, what are the dimensions of the largest bulletin board that meets fire code? Okay, so first of all, you've got this wall, and the wall has an area of 40 square feet, but fire code requirements allow no more than 30% of that to be covered by a bulletin board. So then the question becomes, what is 30% of 40 square feet, or what is 0.3 times 40? Okay, 0.3 times 40 would be 12. Okay, so the bulletin board can be 12 square feet. Any question how I got that? All right, we also know that the board is 3 times, the length is 3 times the width. So if this is the length and this is the width of the bulletin board, lovely square bulletin board there, rectangular. If this is X, this would be 3X. Now, this X here is different. Maybe what we should do is we should say, call this area. The area is 12 square feet. Okay, so now what have I got? I've got area of a rectangle is length times width. Area is 12, length is 3X, width is X. Simplifying this equation, 3X times X is 3X squared. Subtract 12 from both sides, 0 equals 3X squared minus 12. Now we have a second degree equation in standard form. We'll factor out a 3. And then what we have left is the difference of 2 squares, X plus 2, X minus 2. Taking each factor that contains a variable and setting it equal to 0. Subtract 2 from both sides, X is -2. Add 2 to both sides, X is +2. Once again, we're dealing with a distance, so a negative value doesn't work. So X is 2. So the width is 2 feet. The length is 3 times 2 or 6 feet. So what are the dimensions? Width equals 2 feet. Length equals 4 feet. Any questions about that problem? Anything there you want me to go over in more detail, or you're good to go? Antonia, good to go?
Yes, that's good to go. I wanted to see if you could go over one of them.
Yes, I can. Actually, give me just a minute. I had another request. Let me do those and then we'll get right to you, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet. All right, so let's switch to this screen and give me a minute to get things set up. Okay, let's see. This is 6.8. Number 9. And number 18. Okay. All right, this is from section 6.8. I guess I didn't mention that last problem was also from 6.8. Okay, so we're taking a look at number 9. The area of the numbered triangle on the shuffleboard court is 27 square feet. Its height is 3 feet more than the length of the base. Find the length of the base and the height. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take that triangle and we're going to change its orientation and write it like this. Okay, so you've got all this things here. So this would be the height and this would be the base. And the height is 3 feet more than the length of the base. So if the base is X, the height is X plus 3, and that's feet. Okay. And we know that the area is 27 square feet. All right. Using the formula that the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, we would get the following. 27 square feet equals 1/2 times X times the quantity X plus 3. Now, I have a fraction. I could distribute the fraction or I could get rid of it first. I'm going to get rid of it first. So what I'm going to do, let's see here. Go in and change our ink color to red. I'm going to multiply both sides of this equation by 2. Okay. Now, on the left side, 2 times 27 is 54. On the right side, the 2 times 1/2 reduces down to 1. 1 times X is X, so I'm left with that. I can further simplify by distributing and then subtract 54 from both sides of the equation. And we ultimately end up with that quadratic or second degree equation, except that I wrote that incorrectly. That's supposed to be a 54, not a 5x. The thing I don't like about using this is it takes so long to switch things. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, so 0 equals, let's see. We have a product that's negative 54 and a sum that's negative 3. How about negative 9 and 6?
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, Ken.
No, no problem.
Is 0 equals X to the second power negative 3 or plus 3?
Thank you. In fact, you know, that reminds me, for those of you that watched yesterday's video, the last problem I did, I couldn't read my own writing and I had negative signs by the 3s, I think it was, and I didn't carry that into the answer. And I can't remember if it was you, Antonia, or who, but yeah, if I make a mistake, stop me right then and there. Don't wait for me to finish. Thank you. My bad. So what is that going to do? Well, that's going to make this positive and that negative, this positive and that negative. Yes, thank you. Some days I'm more awake than others. That worked out nicely. Okay. Let me make sure now. So that should be a positive. No. I still screwed up. My bad. Hang on. Let me just do this. Let's play it safe and start over from the point that I made the mistake. Okay. All right, let's see here. So, I believe let's see. Okay, so it would have been this, right? Then I would have subtracted 54 from both sides. So 0 equals x squared plus 3x minus 54. So far, so good?
Yes.
All right. 0 equals x. So the product is negative 54 and the sum is 3. How about a 9 and a negative 6? Plus 9 minus 6. Okay. So x plus 9. Sorry about that, equals 0. X minus 6. 6 equals 0. Subtract 9. X equals negative 9. Add 6. X equals positive 6. Well, once again, we're dealing with a distance, so it can't be negative. So the base is 6. And what units? Square feet was the area. So this is feet. And the height would be 9 feet. So base 6 feet, height 9 feet. All right, with that, sorry I messed that up. Let's see if I can redeem myself on number 18. Who knows? We'll find out. Okay. Oh, and this was number 9. So this is number 18. To create some space to work under the front end of a car, a mechanic drives it up steel ramps. The ramp in the illustration is 1 foot longer than the back. And the base is 2 feet longer than the back of the ramp. Find the length of each side of the ramp. Okay, first of all, you got to be careful. Notice it's labeling right here. That's the 90-degree angle or the right angle. So this is the hypotenuse. So basically what we've got is a triangle that looks like that. I've kind of changed the orientation a little bit. In fact, let's redraw that. Let's see. So we've got this, and then that's a right angle. That. So this is your right angle. Okay, this is the base. This is the back. So then, let's see, this must be the ramp by process of an elimination, okay? But what's A, B, and C? C, the hypotenuse, is the long side, so that's going to be the base, and then the other two are going to be A and B. Okay. Now let's see what it says. The ramp is 1 foot longer than the back, and the base is 2 feet longer than the back. So both the ramp and the base are being compared to the back. So if we call the back X, okay, the ramp is 1 foot longer than the back. That's going to be X plus 1. And the base is 2 feet longer. That's going to be X plus 2. Now I know I've got all these different variables. I've got labels and things in X and things in A and B and C. Okay. So Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we're using X to represent the back, which is A. So we've got X squared plus b squared, which is the ramp, which is X plus 1 squared equals c, the base squared, X plus 2 squared. All right. Did I lose you or confuse you there with all that extra stuff?
I think I'm just walking through it. If I have questions, I'll ask because I think I am going to ask questions.
Sure. But are you okay when I got to that point?
Yes, I'm okay.
Abel, you also okay there? All right.
Yes.
Okay, so now X squared, in fact, here I should write it that way. X squared is X squared. X plus 1, the quantity squared, and then X plus 2, the quantity squared, applying the exponents to the binomials. All right. So now we get X squared plus X squared plus 1X plus 1X plus 1 times 1, which is 1, equals X squared plus 2X plus 2X plus 4. Combining like terms to simplify both sides of the equation, x squared plus x squared is 2x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals x squared plus 4x plus 4. All right, I see that I have a second degree equation. So I'm going to put everything on one side of the equation set equal to 0. And I'd like to have my leading coefficient positive. Since I have a 2x squared on the left side of the equation and a 1x squared on the right side, if I move everything to the left, I'll still have a positive coefficient for the x squared term. So I'm going to subtract x squared from both sides, subtract 4x from both sides, and subtract 4 from both sides. 2x squared minus x squared is 1x squared. 2x minus 4x is minus 2x, and 1 minus 4 is minus 3. So now my second degree equation in standard form looks like that. Tell you what, I'm going to rewrite that over here where I have more room to work. Factoring this thing, the product is -3 and the sum is -2. So how about -3 and 1? Okay. So now it's factored. Take each factor that contains a variable, set it equal to 0, and solve it. X minus 3 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides. X equals 3. X plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1 from both sides. X equals -1. I'm going to pause there for you to get caught up if you need to.
Please.
What's that?
I'm working on it. I'm just
Okay.
writing down. Thank you.
Okay, not a problem. We pause briefly for the station identification, whatever, commercial.
Got it. Thank you.
Ready. Now, here we go again. We're looking for positive values because it's distances. So x is 3. So that means the back is 3 feet. The ramp is 4 feet. And the base is 5 feet. Now, here's where you've got to be careful and read the writing there. So I've got 3, 4, and 5 feet, but it specifically says to put the smallest value first and the largest values last. So you could have the right answers, but in the wrong order according to the description, and it would mark it wrong. So you got to read all the things about the description. Okay, that takes care of the questions that people emailed me. So now let's switch back to the whiteboard screen. And Antonia, you had some questions.
Yes. I have a question on mine is 12 and 15.
Okay, hang on just a second. So what section? 6.8 or the chapter review?
6.8.
6.8. Okay. And you said, which was the first one?
12.
12. Okay. All right. So now, so this is 6.8, number 12. Delaware was the first state to enter the Union, and Hawaii was the 50th. If we order the positions of entry for the rest of the states, we find that state A entered the Union right after state B. And the product of their order of entry numbers is 240. Use the given information to complete each statement. All right, so the position in which states enter the Union, you'd have like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. those are positive integers, and those are consecutive positive integers. So if state A entered the union right after state B, those two would be represented by consecutive positive integers. The thing we've got to be careful of, state A entered after state B. So state B, if we call that X, state A would be X plus 1. And I could see myself getting those incorrect, not reading carefully enough in terms of, that state A came after state B. All right, the product of their order of entry numbers is 240. So X times X plus 1 equals 240. Are you okay with what I've done so far?
Yes.
All righty. So now we get X squared plus X equals 240. We'll subtract 240 from both sides of the equation. All righty. So we're going to have what? X and X. We've got a product that's negative 240 and a sum that's positive 1. So the situation is this. If the product is negative, we've got one positive number and one negative number. But when we add those two numbers together, we get a sum of just 1. So that means the positive number, its absolute value is just 1 larger than the negative number. So we're looking at like 10 and negative 9, 12 and negative 11, something like that. So what times what is 240 that are two consecutive integers? So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take the square root of 240. Why am I going to do that? That gives me 15.49. So that tells me that the middle is close to 15. Well, let's see. Does 15 go into 240? Let's see. 240 divided by 15 is 16. Bingo. So 16 and negative 15. There's my two numbers. Do you see how I did that? I went.
Yes.
Okay. So that gives me a negative product, a positive sum. So this is going to be plus 16 minus 15 equals 0. So X plus 16 equals 0, X minus 15. Do you have a bird? Is that what that chirp is?
I don't.
Huh, must be something to do with feedback. I was just curious. All right. So we're going to subtract 16 from both sides. No matter. No matter. I got my own squeaky bird here. Add 15 to both sides. X equals 15. So it's negative 16 and 15. All right. So again, notice that the entry order of states wouldn't be expressed as negative numbers. It would be positive. So this is going to be 15 and this is going to be 16. But notice how they're labeled here. State A was the 16th. So that first one would be 16th. State B was the 15th. Okay. All right. You had some others? Antonia?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
What
Number in the same assignment, number 15.
Okay, let's take a look at 15. Find X, the height of the landing ramp. Let A equal 35 and B equal 37. X equals what? Okay, so we've got this triangle. And this is X. The base is A feet, so that's 35 feet. The ramp is B feet, which is 37 feet. And here is our right angle. So the 37 would be the hypotenuse. So that has to be C. These others are A and B. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So we get X squared plus 35 squared equals 37 squared. Okay. So x squared plus calculator time, let's see here, 35 squared is 1,225 equals 37 squared, 1,369. So now I'm going to subtract 1,369 from both sides. And let's see here. If we take 1,225 minus 1,369, we get negative 144. X squared minus 144. 144 is 12 squared, so this would be x plus 12 times x minus 12 equals 0. Taking each factor that contains a variable, setting it equal to 0, and solving it. X plus 12 equals 0. Subtract 12 from both sides. X equals negative 12. X minus 12 equals 0. Add 12 to both sides. X equals positive 12. Once again, X is a distance or a length or a width, so it can't be negative. So X is 12. And we see that the units are feet. Let me know when you're ready to go on, Antonia.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Others you want on this?
I have number 18 on mine. Number 18 is the similar one as you just did,
True that.
right?
Yes.
It was just the difference of the numbers. I think I got that one with the
Okay.
information I grabbed from you.
Okay.
I think I could get the answer from mine.
Okay. So any other questions you want to look at?
Let me see. Give me a second. No, I think that was it.
Okay. Abel, how about you? Do you have any specific questions you want me to do? He's fallen asleep waiting for us. No, just kidding. All right. Well, do you have anything else, any topics specifically you want me to look at or review or anything, or are you good to go?
Yeah, let me get my because yesterday I was doing my the exam review, the math,
Okay. All righty.
and I do have a question on that one. So on math chapter 6 review.
Okay. Which one? Or one?
Number 5.
Okay. Factor. So we have, let's see, this is from the chapter. hold on.
6.
Yeah, I was trying to get the thing to work. From the, there we go. Chapter 6 review. Okay, you said number 6, 5, number 5.
5.
5. Okay, number 5. So we've got x to the 5th, y cubed, z cubed, plus x, y to the 6th, z to the 4th, minus x, y cubed, z cubed. So greatest common factor would be, let's see, would be an x, a y cubed, and a z cubed. So then left over let's see, x to the fifth. So we got x times x to the fourth, y to the third. So we don't need any y's. We don't need any z's either. So that would be our first product. Then let's see, plus y cubed z to get x, y to the sixth, z to the fourth, and then minus, oh, minus 1. Here, we'll move this over a little bit. You okay with that?
Yes.
Now, that doesn't factor any further, because if we split up the x fourth, we'd have to have middle terms with x's, and there's y's and z's there, and so it's not going anywhere further. So that's as far as we could go.
Oh, okay. I had gotten that one. I was just a bit confused on that one.
All right, what else?
Number 11 on chapter review.
Complete the table. Factors of 6. All right, so we've got, let's see here, we've got factors of 6. So 1 and 6, 3 and 2, -1, -6, -3, -2. And then, so over here we have the sum. So the sum of the factors, 1 plus 6 would be 7, 3 plus 2 would be 5, -1 plus -6 would be -7, and -3 plus -2 would be -5. So basically what they're doing there, that's just practice. And when you've got like a product that's something and a sum that's something, and you're trying to figure out what the possibilities are and then check. So, you know, it would look like this. Let's say product equals 6 and the sum equals, oh, well, we don't know because they don't give it to us. But if we had a situation, let's say like this, then we'd have to figure out, okay, would it be these or these or these or these? And we'd be looking for the one that gave us the right sum. So this is just practice of that process. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Okay. What else?
Number 20.
Okay. Factor if the expression is not factorable using integers, enter prime. So we've got negative. Come on. Trying to get the thing to right on there. There we go. -60 p squared minus 8p plus 32p cubed. I think the first thing that I would do is rearrange this in standard form. So 32p cubed minus 60p squared minus 8p. So it's in standard form, descending powers of p. Then let's see, the greatest common factor, I can take an 8 out of 60, but I can take a 4p out of everything. So I get 8p squared minus 15p minus 2, I believe. Let's see, 32p cubed minus 60p squared minus 8p, okay? So now I've got to take, let's see, I'm going to, do you like factoring by grouping or trial and check?
Grouping is easier.
Okay, A is 8, B is -15, C is -2, the product is -16, the sum is -15, the numbers are -16 and 1. So I've got 4p, 8p squared minus 16p plus 1p minus 2. Factoring by grouping, the greatest common factor of 8p squared minus 16p is 8p with a p minus 2 left over. So I need a p minus 2 left over on the right and a plus 1 out front. So then I get 4p times p minus 2 times 8p plus 1. And there you have it.
Perfect. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
All right, any others?
Yes, number 29.
29. All right. Factor if the expression is not factorable using integers, enter prime. So we've got 3. Every time I switch screens, it doesn't want to write. There we go. 3 s squared t plus 3 s squared u squared plus 3 tv plus 3u squared v. All right, there's 4 terms, so I would suspect factoring by grouping. Let's see if we can do it in the order it is or if we need to change things around. Well, there's a greatest common factor of 3 that I could take out of every term. And that's it in terms of the greatest common factor. So now I've got s squared t plus s squared u squared plus tv plus u squared v. Okay, I'm going to try grouping in this order. So I've got 3. And then I'm going to take an s squared out and have a t plus u squared left over. So that means my leftovers on the right would be t plus u squared. And if I take out a plus v, that's going to work. So I've got 3 times t plus u squared times s squared plus v. And there you have that one.
Thank you. I got that one. Yes. I
Okay,
got
what's next?
it. Number 42.
42. Okay. The face of the triangular concrete panel shown has an area of 48 square meters, and its base is 4 meters longer than twice its height. The question that comes up is, how do you know when to use area equals 1/2 base times height or a squared plus b squared equals c squared? Well, the clue usually is if they give you an area, we're using area equals 1/2 base times height, okay? And if they don't give you the area, then typically it's one using the Pythagorean theorem. So in this case, area equals 1/2 the base times the height. And let's see, we've got this triangular concrete panel, as it's called, and it says the area. So area is 48 square meters. Its base is 4 meters longer than twice its height. All right, now the base is being compared to the height. So the height is going to be x. The base is 4 meters longer than twice its height. So if its height is x, twice its height would be 2x, and 4 meters longer than that would be 2x plus 4. So the base is 2x plus 4. Are we okay with where I got that?
Yes.
All right. So using area equals 1/2 base times height, 48 equals 1/2 times the quantity 2x plus 4 times x. Now, ordinarily, I would multiply both sides by 2 to clear the fraction. But look at what's going to happen when we distribute the 1/2 through that first binomial. Since both the 2x and the 4 are multiples of 2 in the denominator, things are going to clear up nicely. So I'm not going to bother to get rid of that 1/2. So 1/2 times 2x, 1/2 times 2x would just be x. And then 1/2 times 4 would just be 2. And then all of that times x. Again, you okay with what I did there?
Yes.
So then 48 equals x squared plus 2x, whoops, 2x. Subtracting 48 from both sides, 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 48. Factoring plus 8 minus 6. 8 times -6 is a product of -48. 8 plus -6 is a sum of 2. So then we've got x plus 8 equals 0, x minus 6 equals 0. Subtract 8 from both sides, x equals -8. Add 6 to both sides, x equals 6. Again, we're looking for positive values. So x is 6, so the height would be 6 meters. The base would be 2 times 6 plus 4, 12 plus 4, 16 meters. So height, 6 meters, base, 16 meters. And it says find the length of the base. So the answer to go in the box would be the 16 meters. All righty.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any others?
Will you be able to go on number 43? On that one, I got a bit confused. Because
You bet. We will do number 43. Are you ready to go on? Are you still?
yes. No, I'm ready.
Okay. 43. A circus performer intends to walk up a taut cable, I think that's how you say that, shown in the illustration, to a platform at the top of a pole. How high above the ground is the platform? So we've got this right triangle again, and x meters, that's here. The base is x plus b meters, where b is 7. So this is x plus 7 meters. And the, let's see, what is that called? The ramp, I guess, is x plus a meters, or x plus 9 meters. Okay, here's our right angle. So this is the hypotenuse. This is C. We'll call this A and this B. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. X plus 7 squared plus X squared equals X plus 9 squared. So far, so good?
Yes.
So then x plus 7 times x plus 7 plus x squared equals x plus 9 times x plus 9. Foiling the x plus 7 times x plus 7, we get x squared plus 7x plus 7x plus 49. Plus the x squared that was already there, and then foiling the right side, x squared plus 9x plus 9x plus 81. Combining like terms on the left side, x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. 7x plus 7x is 14x, and then plus 49 equals x squared plus 18x plus 81. This is a second degree equation. I'm going to shove everything over to the left side, set equal to 0 on the right side. So I'm going to subtract x squared from both sides. I'm going to subtract 18x from both sides. I'm going to subtract 81 from both sides. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. 14x minus 18x is minus 4x. And 49 minus 81, let's see, 49 minus 81 is minus 32 equals 0. So we're going to have what? -8 and +4, because -8 times 4 is -32, and -8 plus 4 is -4. So x minus 8 equals 0, x plus 4 equals 0. Add 8 to both sides, x equals 8. Subtract 4 from both sides, x equals -4. It's got to be a positive distance. So this is going to be what? 8 meters. And this would be what? 15 meters. And this would be 17 meters. But they just want to know the height of the platform. So that would be 8 meters. Okay. To check your work, the following should be true. 15 squared plus 8 squared should equal 17 squared. Well, 15 squared is 225. 8 squared is 64. And that's going to be what? 289. Let's see. Is 17 squared 289? 17 squared is bingo, 289. And there you have it. All righty. Well, time is about up. So again, I'll be back at 1:15 this afternoon with an office hour. Your test is Monday, so there'll be no regular Zoom meeting Monday at 11:30. Just take your test. And you can take it any time from now until Monday night at 11:59 p.m. You have to be done. Have a great weekend. And I will, let's see, stop the recording now.